Welcome back to our channel Respect Education. Hello everybody, now we see worksheet number 8. This is chemistry. The topic is acids, bases and salts. Now we see Roman number 1 multiple choice questions. In which question number 1? The diagram shows apparatus for measuring the volume of hydrogen given off. So here is the apparatus. When an excess of dilute hydrochloric acid is added to powdered metal, here certain metals are taken, okay? That is metallic powder. When we add excess of hydrochloric acid, then the gas is evolved, that is what? Hydrogen gas. The volume of gas is measured at room temperature and pressure. See, this is the apparatus, it is set up in this way. Now the question is that the experiment is carried out 3 times using the same mass of powder each time, but with different powders, pure magnesium, pure zinc, a mixture of magnesium and zinc. Now the question is that which powder gives the greatest volume of hydrogen and which the least volume? Here serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 numbers are given. So there are 4 options. Let us see here one by one. Magnesium gives us the greatest volume of H2. Zinc gives us the least volume of H2. Second case, magnesium gives us the greatest volume of H2. The mixture will give us the least volume of H2. Third option, zinc gives greatest volume of H2. Magnesium gives least volume of H2. And last option, fourth option, that is zinc gives us greatest volume of H2, whereas the mixture gives us least volume of H2. Now the correct option is here magnesium, it gives us the greatest volume of H2. This is true. At the same time, zinc gives us the least volume of H2. Now we see how will it happen. See, if we observe the reactions here, when magnesium reacts with HCl, hydrochloric acid, we get magnesium chloride, MgCl2 and hydrogen gas. If we do here balancing, here it comes to 2HCl, right? When zinc reacts with HCl, we get zinc chloride, ZnCl2 and H2 hydrogen gas. It is already balanced. No, here we should have 2, right? Now, if you observe carefully, we can see that equal moles of magnesium or zinc will produce the same moles or volume of H2 gas. See here, you see the released hydrogen is the same. The main point here what we need to keep in mind is that magnesium, it has the smaller molar mass, so each gram of magnesium contains more moles of magnesium than a gram of zinc contains moles of zinc. So in short, we can say that 1 gram of magnesium will produce more hydrogen gas than that of, means 1 gram of zinc. And not only with this, even 1 gram of magnesium will produce more hydrogen gas than any magnesium in a mixture. So it may be of magnesium plus zinc, or magnesium with any mixture, or zinc with any mixture. The pure magnesium will give us most, means greatest volume of H2, whereas zinc gives us the least volume of H2. So we can understand that if you observe the options. See, option 1 is correct option, so option 1 means A. Option A is the right answer. Now we see question number 2. 4 setups are given below are arranged to identify the gas evolved when dilute hydrochloric acid was added to zinc granules, which is the most appropriate setup. So here four kinds of setups are given. We are asked to find which is correct one. So here you see zinc granules, here HCl, dilute HCl, and the delivery tube, it is inserted inside the liquid, means dilute HCl. This is not correct one. And here if you observe second one, here you see there is no delivery tube, so this is not correct one. Here also there is no delivery tube, and that too it is filled till the brim, till the tip of the tube. So here there is no place of for evaluation of hydrogen gas, so this is not correct. Let us observe this one. See here zinc granules, HCl is filled, means half partially filled, and here delivery tube is kept above this. So here whichever gas produced, that is hydrogen gas, there is a space to move. It enters the delivery tube and it comes out. So this is the position of the burning stick. So option D is the correct answer. Now we see question number 3. The pair of safety symbols given below, you notice on the bottles of commercial acetic acid available in the laboratory. So here there are certain symbols are given. Now let us see about acetic acid. Acetic acid is, first of all, it is a weak acid, right, whose formula is CH3COOH, right. Now here let us observe the given safety symbols. This symbol, it denotes that it is explosive. So same kind of symbol is here, so this is also explosive, right. And here this is it is for toxic. So here the same kind is, this is also toxic, right. And here this is oxidizing. Here it is oxidizing. Now here it is harmful. This symbol is for harmful, means which should not be touched, or we can say that it is irritant. And here this symbol, here it is not visible. Here it's just like like hand. It is like hand. These are like fingers. And here if you observe, here there is a small we can say that it is falling down. That means here we can say this is like a creep, small creep. So here there is a small gap here. See, means when it falls, the hand may be damaged. That is what its meaning. So this is called corrosive, right. Now let us see which of the options given above is correct in the case of acetic acid. So here we need to understand that acetic acid is weak acid and that is oxidizing. It is corrosive. So it is oxidizing acid and corrosive it is. So here which option is correct? You see that is not explosive, that is not toxic, so that is not at all harmful or irritant. So we can leave all the options. Option 4 is the, means here fourth one here D. So option D is the correct answer. Now we see question number 4, that is household cleaning agents tend to be strong bases. The following graph shows the pH of some common household substances. See, here is a graph is given. These are about pH of some common household substances. See, P is a substance, Q is another, like that up to W. And these are the corresponding pH values. Now the question is that here this is the important point, that is the household cleaning agent should be strong bases like detergent, soaps and all. Now here the question is that which two substances are most likely to be household cleaning agents? So here based on this we can understand that here which two are the strong bases, they can be selected. If you observe, this is just 6, this is it is in between 8 and 10 means 9. If you observe everything here, you see the longest bars are there, so it indicates around, you see it is in between 10 and 12, so we can take this as 11. This bar indicates 11, and here you see this bar, it is in between 12 and 14, so it can be taken 13. See, these are the we can say highest values. So as we know, as the pH increases, so they will become the strong bases. So these two are the strong bases. So U and V. So options you see here, option D, U and V is the correct option. So option D is the correct option. Now we see question number 5. That is, the graph given below depicts a neutralization reaction. In fact, let us see what is a neutralization reaction. That is acid plus alkali. Alkali is nothing but basic solution. So we can say acid plus base gives us salt plus water. The pH of a solution changes as we add excess of acid to an alkali. So here this word you need to catch it. So we are adding excess of acid, means we are adding more acid. So when we add more acid, then definitely the product becomes more acidic. More acidic, nothing but less pH value. So here let us see, A has like 14, B pH value is in between 7 and 14. So these two are bases. At the same time, C is just above the 7. So this is the weak base. In fact, these are the almost all strong bases. Now when we come to D, here it is around, it is absolutely less than 7. So that is, when it is less than 7, then it comes under acidity. So that here D will have more acidity. So here we can add, this is acidic in nature. Which letter denotes the area of the graph where both acid and salt are present? As I have told you, excess of acid means leads us to the acidic nature. In this you see, which is acidic nature? D. So here option D, that is small d, is the correct option, because small d indicates capital D. Now we see question number 6. Which of the given options correctly represents the parent acid and base of calcium carbonate? Here certain options are given. These are the parent acids and these are the parent bases. Now here the required product is calcium carbonate. So let us see a reaction. When we add H2CO3 to CaOH twice, we get CaCO3 along with that H2O. So let us do balancing here. Here if we write 2, it will be balanced. So it is a balanced chemical equation. Now let us see here, actually what is an acid before going to parent acid. So let us see first what is an acid. Acid is a substance which can donate its proton. So this is the somehow definition of acid. At the same time, based on this, what is a base? A base is a substance which can donate its hydroxyl ions. Right. Now, what is parent acid then? What is parent acid? parent acid can be defined as the acid which produces a salt with an appropriate base. Now finally, what is parent base? Parent base is, it is a base, it can be defined as, it is a base which produces a salt with an appropriate acid. So in this case, in this question, H2CO3, it produces a salt, that is CaCO3, with its appropriate base. Its appropriate base is CaOH twice. At the same time, so here as it follows it, so it can be called it as parent acid. Now let us come back to CaOH twice. CaOH twice is a base which produces a salt called calcium carbonate CaCO3 with its appropriate acid, with whose appropriate acid can be taken as H2CO3, right? So for H2CO3, this is the appropriate base, and for CaOH twice, this is the appropriate acid. So H2CO3 and CaOH twice both can be the parent acid and parent base to get calcium carbonate. So finally here option B is the right answer. Now we see question number 7. The diagram shows the reaction between metal and a dilute acid. So here we have taken the metal as zinc. Here the acid is dilute hydrochloric acid, dilute HCl. So here some residue is left, and if we take the magnesium with dilute hydrochloric acid, here it floats. Okay, whereas when we add iron with dilute HCl, so it is settled at the bottom, means of course these two are the same. At the same time copper, it also gets settled down. So here zinc, iron and copper, all the three behave in the same way, whereas magnesium, it is floating. Now let us see the question. What is the reason for different behavior of magnesium in test tube B? So here let us label them as A, B, C, D. Now in test tube B, why it gets floated, why it is floating? The main reason is that when magnesium reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, then H2 gas is produced. So as it is light in weight, that will make magnesium to float. That is the main reason behind this. Now here let us see the correct reason is, magnesium is lighter element than HCl. No, it is not the correct option. Magnesium reacts with dilute HCl to produce H2 gas, which helps in floating. Yes, this is correct one. Magnesium reacts with dilute HCl to produce N2 gas. No, this is not correct. Magnesium reacts with dilute HCl to produce CO2. This is also not correct. So here when magnesium reacts with HCl, H2 gas is produced, so which helps in floating. Let us see the suitable reaction also. When magnesium it reacts with HCl, we get magnesium chloride, MgCl2, and then hydrogen gas. If we balance here 2 comes. So here option B is the right answer. Now we see question number 8. In which of the following setups would the bulb glow? Here certain apparatus are given. Let us see here what is taken. Here dilute HCl solution is taken, and remaining entire thing you can understand easily. There is a rubber cork, and here this is given to battery, and here bulb is connected in that, and there is a switch. Again this terminal is given to the cork, that is nail. 2 nails are put for the cork. Now here let us see here what is collected here, or what is used here. Dilute HCl solution is used, so it is an acid, right? And here everything setup, everything is clear. Here the thing what is used is sugar solution. Here sugar solution, this is neutral. Okay, neither acid nor base. Alcohol in water is used, so this is also neutral. Here lime water is used, which is base. Now, what is the question here? The question is that in which of the following setups would the bulb glow? As we know, acid and base, they are the conductors of electricity. They are the good conductors. So here these two are the neutral. So in these two cases, bulb doesn't glow. So here in the case 1 and case 4, bulb glows. Now let us see 1 and 4 is the correct option. 1 and 4, here option B. So here option B is the correct answer. If you feel this video is helpful to you, please like, share and subscribe our channel. And please do not forget to press the bell button so that you will get the notifications from our channel. Thank you very much.